adults. Today we're going to be talking about why some people never drive. Number one, their environmental concerns. Global warming is real, so a lot of people want to try to be eco-friendly and never start learning how to drive or never even get into a car. Number two, it's the financial commitment. When you take the time to learn how to drive, lessons are anywhere from $125 to $250 per lesson. Packages can be $650, $750. It is very expensive. Plus, on top of that, you have to get an automobile. So you have insurance, you have the cost of the car. So you always want to be aware of those things. Next, public transportation availability. A lot of modern cities, such as Chicago, have a great transportation system, so you don't even need to buy a car. You have to park, you got to get insurance, you have to get a parking permit. The list goes on and on. Next, public transportation availability. Those things are there. The next one, urban living, meaning residents in urban areas with convenient access to amenities. Downtown Detroit, downtown Chicago, beautiful areas. You don't really need to get a car at all. Next, traffic stress. I can definitely agree with that. I drive it every day to the lab. I have to drive back to driver's education. Adding the stress and frustration of getting gas, getting out of the car, warming up the car, getting onto the expressway. Very, very stressful. Health concerns. We have enough stress in our lives. Physical or mental health issues can come from driving. You're sitting in a seat an hour to work, an hour back home. You have people trying to cut you off. You have road rage. You can develop high blood pressure, sedentary lifestyle. Next, fear of accidents, and the fear is real. It was very icy this morning. I live in the Midwest. Temperatures have dropped. It was sleet, snow, ice, ICE, so you could skid, right? So fear of accidents, anxiety, you might go slower than the flow of the traffic, hold up traffic. So fear of getting into an accident is also real. Parking challenges, you have to know how to park. You have to know how to diagonal park. You have to know how to angle park. You have to pay for parking in many huge metropolitan cities, Los Angeles, New York, downtown Detroit. Parking is very expensive. It's hundreds of dollars a month. Alternative transportation. Alternative methods could be cycling, could be walking, but as I mentioned before, I'm in the Midwest. The temperature's 25 degrees. We could have a snowstorm in the next couple of days. No one's going to be trying to ride a bike. No one's going to be trying to walk. Now, this one I like, working from home. Remote access. You don't need to get up. You don't need to warm up your car. You can sit there, have your jammies on, have a nice cup of coffee, and then it's time to go to work. So a lot of people are working from home. I do driver's education from home. With all the amenities, you save money. You might even sell your vehicle. Sustainable living. You want to choose a lifestyle that is effective for you. What may work for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. We all are different, and we all need to understand that. You are listening to this right now because you are thinking about driving. I'm an authority in the area. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Preference. You could walk. You could be active every day. So preferences for exercise, opting for physical activity through walking. After my virtual class is over, I walked. My daughter and I and our dog, we walked about a half a mile. We felt really good. Ride sharing. A lot of cities, a lot of communities are doing ride share. That is saving on gas. That is reducing ownership of a vehicle. Public safety concerns. The fear of crime. They steal cars. Crime, being carjacked, getting out of your car, getting gas in the morning, afternoon, evening. Lack of interest. A lot of people just don't want to drive. Post-COVID, people don't want to drive. I drive students who are 17, 18, 19. Their parents are pushing them. You need to get out and learn how to drive. Drive. D-R-I-V. A lot of 19, 20, 21-year-olds. Cycling is a great way to save money. That is correct. And it's fun. Prior to the snow dropping, we saw some people riding motorcycles. Excuse me. Cultural factors. We were talking about cultural factors. Practices discouraging or limiting driving. There are still some cultures outside of the United States where women cannot drive. I'm an American and I'm proud of that. I think all people should have the opportunity to learn, LEARN, how, HOW, to drive. And many countries outside of North America have started to allow women to learn how to drive. Lifestyle choices, choosing a minimalistic lifestyle. It takes a lot. You've got to buy a car, you got to get insurance, you got to get gas, you got to get tires, there's a lot. It goes beyond just purchasing the car. Reliance on daily service. Depending upon your service, you have to get groceries. Thank you for the hearts. You have to get groceries. You're either going to have those delivered, and that's a trend in the future, or you're going to go to the store. So there's a lot of convenience when you have a car, but also, thank you for the hearts, there's also a responsibility. Community proximity. I'm about 25 miles from my job. I don't want to rely on the bus. I don't really rely on someone to take me. I want to rely on myself. Will my car start? Do I have gas? Will I spin out on the freeway? Will I get involved in road rage? These are real questions that I go through every day, and you should go through. If it's icy on the road and your tires are a little sketchy or the tread's halfway gone, you're probably going to skid out of control. What if you're driving by a semi-truck and snow and ice is kicking up? You're going to spin out of control. The inconvenience of owning a vehicle. I talked to you about this. Is it inconvenience? I think it depends on where you are. If you're under 25, it's expensive. You've got to get insurance. You have to get a car. You've got to gas. You have to get license, registration. You have to maintain your vehicle. In some areas, if we're in Detroit or Chicago or New York, you have to have a parking permit. If not, your cars are going to get towed. So you're like, I don't really need to drive. Preferences on public transportation. Frequent travel, owning a car might be impractical. Jackson, can you put your email in this right now? I've emailed you several times. Maybe it's not coming through. If you put your email in and it's here, I will send it to you. Promise. We're playing email phone tag. But send me your email. You put it in. And then we'll reach out to each other. I want to help you get your license. That's a promise. Carpool. A lot of areas carpool. They save money. They save time. The truth of fear of being a victim. It happened. We were doing driver's education and a semi-truck driver was road raging on us. We were driving at the speed limit. This driver was just almost ramming us with his truck. It was very scary. And I had never been in a situation before with young drivers who do not know how to drive. So I was scared. So I've learned to stay out of the way of semi-trucks, drive at the speed limit, and if someone is tailgating me, change lanes. It's not worth getting into a fight or getting killed. Accessibility challenges, facing physical disabilities, maybe you're handicapped, thank you for the hearts. It means so much. Super scary. It is scary because in some communities, it's open carry. Went recently down to Texas, it's open carry. People put decisions in their own hands. So I'm trying to just be a good citizen, be a good driver, not tailgate anyone, use my blinker. I'm not trying to cut off anyone. And if a car is kind of tailgating me, following me, I'm not going home. Flexibility with work hours. I have to be at the lab. I try to get here at 7:30. I can, set up everything. Then I know I have to leave after school. I have gas in the vehicle. It's all getting ready. And that's a lot of work. Fuel prices. I'm spending about $100 a month in gasoline. And I live in North America. In other areas, $5.50, $6.50. So gasoline, how much is gas where you guys are? Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for rising fuel prices. Economic instability. A lot of people in poorer communities just can't afford license, so they're driving illegally. They wait till they're 18. I had a lot of my driving experiences teaching people who are 18 and up, learning how to drive. They wait. They drive illegally and then they get caught. Preference for public spacing, enjoying public space, political, ideological reasons. Maybe the transportation system is not up to par. If you live in a suburb, the job's in the suburbs, but you're in the city, you don't have a license, you're catching the bus. You won't be able to get that job. Digital nomad lifestyle, we talked about that. Embracing independent lifestyles. We have to work. Where are the jobs, right? Okay, 549, is that, are you in leaders? Okay, so that's quite a bit. Air quality concerns. There are some cars that pollute. Semi-trucks pollute. Cars pollute. Preferences for walking, right? You've got to be able to have good preferences. Focusing on local business. Jobs are in communities, but a lot of people can't get to those jobs. Los Angeles, stop. It's expensive. And you have to really be set. Can I afford a car? Can I afford the gas? Right? Trying to observe the road, but occasionally during the lesson I miss the little things. Just focus on what's in front. You're going to learn speed limit signs. You're going to learn pavement markings. You're going to learn how to keep distance. And it takes time. If you're in a heavy populated metropolitan area, Atlanta, Georgia, LA, Chicago, Detroit, you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands of cars on top of you. And it could be over. I went through Chicago. They were traveling 85 to 90. I was traveling at 70. I was overwhelmed. Okay? So I understand how you feel. The initial cost of buying a vehicle is very expensive. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, NYC, I'm going to do some research on that and talk about that. Please subscribe to the channel. Give it a thumbs up. I'll be trying to come on at 12 every day, 12:15. It was awesome. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. I also have a podcast. It's called Driving with Myles. Myles. It's on Spotify. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, and I'm talking real from my heart. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Ohio, 100%. Bye, guys.